First Baluch in 1971 war. The battalion was part of 124 Brigade of 33rd Division, which initially moved from Quetta to Pakpatan. 124 Brigade was placed under command 1 Corps and reached Pasrur on 13 December 1971. The battalion was commanded by Lieutenant Colonel G.M. Chaudhary. 124 Brigade comprised 3 battalions, 1 Baluch being the oldest, thus the most well linked. 11 Punjab, the 2nd Battalion, was also an old battalion with many patrons. The 3rd Battalion, 35 FF, was an orphan, being newly raised and without any patrons. 124 Brigade, commanded by Brigadier Usman Hassan from the 8th Baluch Regiment, was thus naturally inclined to favour Baluch battalions, although a very decent man. The Corps Commander Irshad was a Baluch regiment officer and partial to Baluch units. Ironically, as we discussed in an earlier book, how one Baluch was ham-handedly and callously misemployed in 1965 war in Suleimanki and Lahore, as it was under Command Punjab Regiment officers, with the ascent of General Yahya Khan to Army Chief's rank in 1966. Now Baluch Regiment was the king. The Corps Commander here in Shakargarh was also a Baluch Regiment officer. 11 Punjab, on the other hand, was the blue-eyed of the 8th Division Commander from the Punjab Regiment and thus deployed in a cushy depth position away from action at Kotla, Afghana. The 3rd Battalion, 35 FF, was callously misused, marched and counter-marched, and finally hurled into a badly planned and totally unnecessary counter-attack at Badapind, which we will discuss in the next volume of this book, devoted to the Frontier Force Regiment. Gallantry awards nil because 1 Baluch saw no action. Fatal casualties nil. 1 Baluch did not see any action in the 1971 war. As you can see, 1 Baluch, commanded by Colonel G.M. Chaudhary, is deployed at Kotla, Afghana, but sees no action in the 1971 war. As you can see, Kotla, Afghana, it is near Narawal. As you can see, sees no action in the war. 24 Brigade 8 Division deployment in Shakargarh Bulge is as shown on this map. 11 Baluch and 24 Punjab and 40 Punjab. This is to understand the role of 11 Baluch separately. In the next podcast, we will deal with the 11 Baluch and more on this later.